Are artist alley at conventions dying? I want to have an in-depth discussion about this. Or are things just getting a little different and not as familiar and it's time to adapt? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sharon and I am an artist that's been at Artist Alley for a number of years now. Today I want to spend a little bit of time talking about, is the Artist Alley dying? Are things just going to get any better? It's really hard to be successful at Artist Alley tables nowadays. And there's this rumble in the background I've been hearing about how the vibe is totally changing for a lot of artist alleys. And a lot of artists are bleeding money at conventions and just really hard to break even. The premise of the video today is I want to talk a little bit about my sense of what the situation is for Artist Alley, how it's feeling like, what is it trending towards, my frustrations, and finally come to some solutions and what can we do about it and where do we see the future of Artist Alley. With that said, let's get started. Is it just me or is it getting harder and harder to do well at the Artist Alley? I mean, recent years, it feels like it's more of an uphill battle. Despite conventions being more popular, it's actually been harder to break even for a lot of artists. At least that's what I've heard. I've chatted with a number of artists at the Artist Alleys that I've been attending. Now, if you go to Artist Alley, I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot of trending art, and anime culture has really become a mainstream and not as niche as it used to. With that said, that does drive a lot of new attendees, and there's a lot of trending anime that I feel as an artist, I feel pressure to do more fan art related to that. However, I have noticed that there's been less sales compared to previous years. Understandably, it won't be the same acutely after COVID when sales and attendance surged for many conventions, but from an artist's point of view, there's a lot of upfront costs of getting stock, getting equipment, and getting tablecloths, the cost of travel and accommodation. It really does add up. It's costing more as well to manufacture a lot of merchandising, let's say keychains and stickers, so prices have been a little bit higher, and as a result, pricing for a lot of Artist Alley merch has also gone up. In addition to that, some of the cost doesn't even account for skills and labor as an artist, so I feel it's really hard to thrive as an artist at Artist Alley nowadays. Keep in mind the cost of living is more now, and it's understandable that attendees will tend to spend less. I mean, we are all in the same economy and things are just costing more now. Rent is expensive, travel and accommodation is expensive, and I feel it's leading to a crisis where nobody can really afford anything because artists can not really lower their price anymore if they want to break even or even make a profit, and people can't buy anything because things are just so expensive, and it's just a vicious cycle. The more I talk about it, it's getting a little frustrating for me, but I want to start a conversation about what is the current situation at Artist Alley. Is anybody else feeling the same vibe as me as well? I want to get to are there possible solutions and things that we can do, and what do we see for future Artist Alley? That is the premise of the video today. I've heard a lot about how a lot of people who attend Artist Alley feel there's a lot of repeat merchandising or repeat artwork of the same anime. With keychains, stickers, and nanopins, it feels there's just a lot of repetition. And I think there is a reasoning behind it. For a lot of artists, it's a lot riskier to do niche art or things that are drastically different or specifies to a specific target audience because it limits your sales. And I think because of the whole economic crisis, people are just trying to generate more sales and break even. And as a result, you want to cater to more of a mass audience as opposed to a specific group. So incidentally, there's less experimentation and just less diversity in the Artist Alley, which is really too bad. Sometimes cons are just not great for Artist Alley. Most people go on a budget, so unless your art is a must-have, I feel a lot of people will just save their funds for other merches. I also want to talk about it from the point of view of an event organizer. Like, I don't organize any conventions myself, but I can see like there's increasing costs for attendees and for artists. And that makes sense because they want to pay their employees a higher wage with an increase in like the living expenses to keep up with the inflation rate. Which means that attendees will like have less money to spend at the convention, and artists need to like make more money to make up for the cost of the convention. Also seeing that like a lot of conventions are asking for more volunteers nowadays, meaning they can't keep up with hiring workers at a competitive wage. Not blaming the organizers here, but I'm just saying like this is affecting everybody. The cost of living crisis is less and less money to spend on our hobbies and interests. Bottom line is, I feel like less people are buying because less people can afford to. Not to mention the slow creeping in of AI art. I feel like it's like slowly creeping in Artist Alley, and like it's making me a little bit concerned about like a lot of like artists' ability to thrive in the Artist Alley of original artwork. Stakes are high and is so much more competitive than it used to be. Cons are expensive and it's riskier to make money back at convention nowadays. I feel like all of this like spirals to like, is the Artist Alley dying? I feel like it's the result of an unfortunate byproduct of economic state of the world right now. Like, I feel like it's a struggle for attendees, for organizers, and for artists, and I'm not sure where the future of Artist Alleys really land for me. Makes me kind of sad to talk about this topic, but I think it's so important to have the air, or like the room to talk about it, because like YouTube is like a good platform to start a discussion, and perhaps together we can find a solution as a community. I love cons and I love art and love interacting with everyone I meet. And at the same time, we are all adults and have our own responsibilities and obligations. The art market, I don't think it's like dead, but it is very competitive. And you have to have like a lot of drive and a bit of luck at the same time. And in the experience, like grow confidence, in hopes that your skills, talents, and vision will be recognized. So here in this video, I've kind of summarized what my thoughts are on why conventions may be dying from like multiple points of view. And at the same time, like I would love to start talking about solutions. Well, I've ran over time a little bit in this video, so I'm going to do a second part for this, is the Artist Alley dying video coming up on solutions and tips on how to be successful at your upcoming Artist Alley. So be sure to watch out for part 2 on solutions for being successful in the next video. And like, how can we continue to help our Artist Alley community continue to grow and serve like the multiple needs and wants of everybody who attends? Kind words or share experiences are much appreciated. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this video on our Artist Alley dying. I would love to hear in the comments below what your thoughts are on this topic. And with that said, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Take care and stay creative, everyone. Bye for now.